We're all extremely disappointed by Hasbro's eye paint for the retro Green Goblin figures, so I'm gonna repaint them and I'm gonna show you exactly what I do. First off, I'm scrubbing off the original eye paint with a magic eraser sponge. Normally people would probably suggest you use acetone, but acetone does melt plastic a little bit, and this is just a safer way. The reason why I'm doing this in the first place at all is because those original eyes, they're black, and yellow is notorious for having bad coverage, so I'd rather paint yellow over green than yellow over black. And here comes the notoriously bad coverage color yellow. I suggest you dilute it with water to get the sort of milky consistency and then just brush on several thin layers. Mine didn't really turn out perfect. It started to clump a little bit. I ended up using the flat side of a knife and just sort of pushed the paint down, but it could have been better. So here's attempt number 1 at painting the pupils. Once again, because the backing color is yellow, I sort of have very little room for mistake, so it's either nailing these 2 black dots immediately, or I'm gonna have to either wipe the paint off or try to paint over the black again with yellow. As you can see here, I painted the pupil a little bit too far to the side, so I have a wet tissue and I just wipe off the paint before it dries. This looks better, but I'm still not really satisfied with it. I think the eyes are a little bit uneven, so I decide to reset once again. Unfortunately here I start to wipe off some of the yellow paint as well. Around here I start thinking that the left eye, the eye I painted first, is a little bit too close to the nose, so I decide to start over from scratch. It's all just a bunch of trial and error really, just work at your own pace and don't be afraid to do a reset. There we go, I'm happy with the placement of the eyes now. Now it's time to block in the eyes a little bit. I didn't want the contrast to be from this really bright green straight to yellow, so I decided to give the eyes a wash of Nuln oil just so it runs down in the crevices and sort of separates the 2 colors. I'm being really careful to not have the Nuln oil go down into the yellow too much. Now with the wash dried up, I'm just using the same magic eraser again, and I just wipe off the excess. I realized here though that the magic eraser, it was really hard to get close to the black itself, so I wetted a toothpick and just sort of scraped off the paint. So here I thought the yellow looked a bit too plain, so I wanted to put some gradient into, like, have a sort of orangey color on the outline of it. So I'm trying a wash just to get some some darker reddish tint towards the edges, but it didn't really work out, so I'm using a dry brush here of Troll Slayer Orange. As you can see, I don't really have much paint on the brush, I'm just sort of dusting it on, really. You can hopefully see how the outer edges of the eyes are sort of getting tinted with this orange. It just gives some more life to the eyes. And now we're just going to clean up the orange with a small dry brush of yellow again, just to make the transition look a bit more natural. And so we have the eyes complete. I'm going back a little bit later on off camera and just slightly adjust the pupils a little bit, but other than that it's pretty much finished. Now on to, we're just going to fix up the teeth really quick. I'm using Reichland Flesh Shade here to just give each individual tooth a bit more definition. I want to separate all the teeth a little bit more so it doesn't look like one big bone-colored blob, pretty much. And with the wash now dry, I'm going in with a custom blended beige color for the teeth. And I just sort of highlight each tooth, make it stand out a little bit more. And there we have it. Hope you liked the video.